The AFK farming software, I became invincible without knowing it. Chapter 51, Talent Division, Legacy Battle. Fu Qingxiu, this name. How should he put it? Qiming looked at the other party and felt that this name was a little familiar. He recalled carefully and realized that Fu Qingxiu had joined the Heaven Enlightenment sect 3 years ago like him. However, Fu Qingxiu's aptitude was extremely high, and he revealed powerful talent and aptitude. Then, he was taken in as a disciple by the legacy elder of the Hidden Sword Peak, Xuelan. It could be said that his status had skyrocketed overnight. This left a deep impression on Qiming's predecessor. It was still fresh in his mind. I can only say that my predecessor's aptitude is too poor. Qiming pondered for a moment. He carefully recalled the memories of his previous self and completely understood the exact differentiation of the 5 assessments of potential. He could not help but pout and think to himself, my predecessor actually wanted to cultivate with such potential. Qiming's predecessor could only become a servant disciple because of his insufficient aptitude in the 5 tests. If not for his predecessor's tenacious personality and a little luck, he would probably not have even passed the 5 tests. Of the 5 potentials, spirit roots were divided into metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. Single attribute spirit root was the highest, and 5 attributes mixed spirit root was the lowest. From low to high: physique, mortal body, spirit body, deo body, immortal body, and sacred body. Comprehension: mortal, outstanding, genius, peerless, prodigy. Foundation: ordinary, extraordinary, crystal, hidden dragon, and true dragon. Providence: 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, and 5 colors. Each classification was divided into 5 grades. As for Qiming's 5 potentials, his spirit root was a 5-elemental mixed spirit root, the physique was a mortal body, the comprehension was mortal, and the foundation was ordinary. Only his providence was not bad and had reached the 3 colors. This was also the lowest standard for the Heaven Enlightenment sect to take in servant disciples. Among the 5 aptitude tests, one could become a servant disciple if a category reached the 3rd level. However, the prerequisite was that one had to pass the 5 tests and come to Heaven Enlightenment City. The lowest criteria for outer sect disciples was that 3 categories had to reach the 3rd level, with the spirit root being one of them. The lowest criteria for legacy disciples was that all 5 of their aptitude had to reach the 3rd level, and one had to reach the 4th level. Qiming. Clang. Suddenly, Fu Qingxiu's gaze landed on Qiming and a sword cry sounded. In Fu Qingxiu's eyes, there was an extremely powerful sword intent. This is. Qiming's expression did not change. However, he felt a faint pressure. Vaguely, there seemed to be an invisible pressure around him. It's about to begin. The Legacy Battle. Although legacy disciples are not allowed to fight in the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly, every time the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly begins, the legacy disciples of the 12 peaks will undergo a battle. Moreover, this is not a battle of cultivation and combat strength, but a competition of Dao among legacy disciples. Of course, this is also a benign competition, so the sect has never stopped it. Fu Qingxiu has indeed chosen a good opponent. The legacy disciple of the Green Cloud Peak, Qiming, has only been a legacy disciple for about a month, while Fu Qingxiu only became a legacy disciple of the Hidden Sword Peak 3 years ago. The legacy disciples of the other 10 peaks are even more different. They have been here for at least 6 years, or 10 to 20 years at maximum. Fu Qingxiu wants to defeat Qiming and establish his prestige. He wants to use Qiming as a stepping stone. Fu Qingxiu's thoughts and actions are already a sign of his lack of confidence. The elders of the 12 peaks discussed. Hidden Sword Peak. Lu Qingyian's gaze turned cold. Her cold gaze landed on the ship of the Hidden Sword Peak. The inner sect elder in the lead of the Hidden Sword Peak was a white-haired elder holding a horsetail whisk. He was unmoved by Lu Qingyian's gaze. Elder Lu. The inner sect elder of the Hidden Sword Peak, Bai Zongjun, who was also the white-haired elder, was unmoved as he said, "A legacy battle is only an exchange between the younger generation. Why are you angry?" "Humph." Lu Qingyin snorted coldly, "If not for the fact that he became a legacy disciple too late, the legacy disciples of your 11 peaks combined would not be enough to fight my junior brother." Qiming's expression changed slightly. He looked at Lu Qingyin suspiciously. Senior sister, you can't say that. Why do I feel that you're drawing hatred for me? What did she mean by saying that the legacy disciples of the 11 peaks combined were not enough to defeat him? Listen to this. What arrogant words were these? I didn't say that. It has nothing to do with me. Go find my senior sister. Find my senior sister. Did you hear that? Swoosh. 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 As soon as Lu Qingyin finished speaking, the other 10 legacy disciples' gazes involuntarily landed on Qiming, multiplying the pressure on him. Qiming immediately became the center of attention. So helpless. Qiming felt so helpless. What arrogance! Fu Qingxiu's gaze darkened as he shouted, "Qiming, let me see your Dao." Hidden Sword Scripture. As soon as he finished speaking, Fu Qingxiu circulated the Hidden Sword Scripture. A pitch-black Foundation establishment Dharma idol with a scabbard appeared behind him. It could be said to be a Foundation establishment phenomenon or the manifestation of Fu Qingxiu's Dao. Hidden Sword Scripture, the legacy cultivation method of the Hidden Sword Peak, was profound and deep. It was a form of manifestation of the Sword Dao. Cultivating the Hidden Sword Scripture required one to possess the foundation of a hidden dragon. Coincidentally, Fu Qingxiu's 4th level aptitude was the Hidden Dragon Foundation. His spirit root had the 3 elements of metal, earth, and fire. His comprehension was genius, his providence had 3 colors, and his physique was the heavenly sword Dao body. In addition, Fu Qingxiu had cultivated in the Hidden Sword Peak for 3 years. His cultivation level had already reached the early stage Foundation establishment realm. His Dao transformed into an invisible pressure that surged towards Qiming. This competition of Dao seemed invisible, but it could be traced. Now, Qiming felt the deepest sensation. It was because Qiming was currently enduring Fu Qingxiu's Dao. His Dao was the Sword Dao, and it was the Hidden Sword Dao. By hiding a magic sword, he could strike and kill his opponent in one move. There was a saying, 10 years of sharpening a sword, a slash to slay the enemy. You dare to compete with me in the Sword Dao? Qiming took a deep breath and looked straight at Fu Qingxiu. Since he was already standing at the peak of the storm, Qiming had nothing to be afraid of. Sword cultivators could not easily lower their heads. They could not easily lower their heads on the path of cultivation. You're trying to show off in front of an expert. You're overestimating yourself. Clang! 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 As soon as he finished speaking, the spirit energy around Qiming shook. The Chaos Green Lotus Dao Foundation in his body made a slight choice. The flower petal that represented the 5 elements sword intent trembled slightly. Then, the 5 magic swords also let out sword cries. 5 elements sword Dao! Qiming shouted softly. 5-colored, black, white, green, red, and yellow, sword lights directly rushed out from behind him. The power of the 5 elements sword Dao was completely released. Bang bang bang! Qiming and Fu Qingxiu's eyes met. In the space between them, the sound of air exploding sounded, and then a bang. Phew! The hidden sword phenomenon behind Fu Qingxiu disappeared. He spat out blood and staggered back. Disbelief appeared on his pale face. Fu Qingxiu was shocked. What? This is the 5 elements sword Dao. Fu Qingxiu actually lost. How is this possible? In the surroundings, all the elders present were shocked. They did not expect the development of the matter to completely exceed their expectations. Fu Qingxiu, who had been a legacy disciple for 3 years, had actually lost to Qiming, who had only been a legacy disciple for a month. If they did not see it with their own eyes, everyone present would not believe it. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin was surprised and delighted. What an amazing 5 elements sword Dao! Boom! Suddenly, another legacy disciple's voice sounded. He was from the 9 Extreme Peak. He held the 9 Extreme Assembly decree and shouted, 9 Extreme Peak's legacy disciple, Zhou Kangwen. I have come to challenge junior brother Key 5 elements sword Dao. Buzz! Buzz! The decree tore through the air and transformed into a 9 extreme phenomenon that evolved into the 9 heavens in midair. 9 extremes. 9 heavens. Crack! Crack! Zhou Kangwen directly displayed his Dao. His Dao was the 9 heavens Dao. This was the derivation of the Dao of space that formed the 9 heavens. Chapter 52, Green Lotus blooms into myriad forms, Sword Dao suppressing the heavenly constellation. In the sky above Heaven Enlightenment City, Zhou Kangwen and Qiming were fighting. The Dao of both sides had already appeared, and the surrounding spiritual qi began to fluctuate extremely violently. One had to know, Zhou Kangwen had already entered the Heaven Enlightenment sect for 6 years. His cultivation level had already reached the late-stage foundation establishment realm. He was only a step away from reaching the core formation realm. Moreover, regarding Zhou Kangwen's potential, he had the spirit root of wood and fire. His physique was the spirit illumination Dao body, his comprehension ability was genius, his foundation was crystal, and his providence was 3 colors. It was not much different from Fu Qingxiu's. Of course, Zhou Kangwen's cultivation realm and strength surpassed Fu Qingxiu's. 5 elements sword Dao. Clang! A sword cry resounded in the surroundings. Qiming circulated the cultivation technique in his body and used the 5 element sword Dao to deal with Zhou Kangwen's 9 heavens Dao. This was actually a further derivation of the Dao of space. 9 extremes. 9 heavens. What were the 9 heavens? They represented the 9 directions of center, north, south, east, west, northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. Space transformed into the 9 heavens. This was the number 1 legacy cultivation method in the 9 Extreme Peak. It was called the 9 Heavens Supreme Scripture. After cultivating to the true limit, one could reach the mysterious and supreme realm and truly develop the 9 heavens world to become the master of the heavens. Of course, reaching this level was like a fantasy. It was difficult to truly realize it. This was already sufficient to prove the power of the 9 heavens supreme scripture. In the Heaven Enlightenment sect, the 9 heavens supreme scripture was only ranked behind the Chaos Green Lotus sword scripture. Junior brother Qi. Zhou Kangwen's gaze was calm and extremely confident as he said, "In my eyes, your 5 element sword Dao is still too weak. It's too far away from the true Dao. You've already lost." Buzz. Crack. 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 Zhou Kangwen's 9 heavens Dao crashed over. This was an invisible confrontation of Dao. The space shook, and spiritual qi formed a storm. Boom. Qiming's 5 elements sword Dao collapsed. It was indeed unable to withstand Zhou Kangwen's 9 heavens Dao. Very strong. He was indeed very strong. It could be said that, although Zhou Kangwen's cultivation level was not the strongest among the 12 legacy disciples and could only be considered below average, his Dao was extremely domineering and powerful. After all, the 9 heavens supreme scripture was only ranked behind the Chaos Green Lotus sword scripture. Qiming lost. The inner sect elder of the 9 Extreme Peak, Zheng Nangxing, was a white-haired middle-aged man. He stood on the bow of the ship and said, "The 9 heavens supreme scripture's reputation can be said to be renowned in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Even in the entire southern region, it is extremely famous." Indeed. As expected of a legacy disciple of the 9 Extreme Peak, he actually grasped the 9 heavens supreme scripture. This way, even if Zhou Kangwen's cultivation is only at the late-stage foundation establishment realm, he's probably not afraid of any legacy disciple on the battlefield in terms of Dao. Qiming has only been a legacy disciple for a month, but he can already suppress the legacy disciple of the Hidden Sword Peak, Fu Qingxiu, in the competition of the Dao. He's already very powerful. It's understandable that Qiming lost to Zhou Kangwen. That's right, that's right. The elders nodded in agreement. 9 Heavens Dao. Qiming did not panic. He faced the pressure of the 9 Heavens Dao and did not even take half a step back. He's indeed very strong. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin was a little worried. Legacy disciple Qi. Elder Tan said, Zhou Kangwen has already been a legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment sect for 6 years. It's not shameful for you to lose to Zhou Kangwen. It's just that a momentary success or failure doesn't mean anything. Kui Qing also said. Yes, yes. In the surroundings, the outer sect elders of the Green Cloud Peak nodded repeatedly. One had to know, Qiming was not from this world. He had transmigrated from Earth. Although he was not a successful person, he had his own career on Earth. Qiming did not have many methods of entertainment. Reading novels, watching comics, and watching movies was his way of entertainment. Sometimes, Qiming would go to the gym to exercise on the weekends. Among the many novels Qiming had read, there were cautious protagonists. He was clearly extremely powerful, but he had only shown the tip of the iceberg of his true strength. He would use his full strength against any enemy and use his strongest sure kill technique to blast them into pieces. There were also reckless protagonists. He was not strong, but he still attacked terrifying enemies. However, for various reasons, he skipped levels and destroyed the enemies. After shocking the entire scene, he obtained victory. There were also protagonists with monstrous intelligence. He had relied on his extraordinary mind and schemes to plot everything and pull the enemies into his schemes time and time again. In the end, the enemies would not even know how they died, or who was the true culprit behind everything. However, novels were just novels. Qiming was living in reality. Perhaps he was affected by the plot of those novels, causing his thoughts to follow the plot of the novels. After all, Qiming had already experienced such an absurd transmigration to the mystic cultivation world. He could not help but be immersed in it. That was why Qiming became cautious and careful. He had all kinds of worries. These thoughts made Qiming feel a little restrained. Perhaps it was because of the pressure of Zhou Kangwen's 9 Heavens Dao that Qiming suddenly realized his predicament. I am me. Be it cautious, reckless, or monstrously intelligent. All my actions belong to me. I don't want to be blindly cautious, nor am I blindly reckless, nor do I want to forcefully set up a trap. Instead, I should be cautious, impulsive, and plan when necessary. I will use various methods according to the situation. Which means to say, this time, I will choose to suppress all these legacy disciples here in front of everyone. Green Lotus blooms into myriad forms, Sword Dao suppresses the heavenly constellation. Boom! Qiming shouted softly and faced Zhou Kangwen directly. He took another step forward and green sword lights immediately rushed out of Qiming's body. This is... Lu Qingyin was the closest to Qiming. She was the first to sense such a powerful sword Dao. A shocked expression appeared on her beautiful face. Junior brother, you... Clang! 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 Sword cries sounded one after another. It gradually resounded in all directions and entered the ears of everyone present. This is not the 5 elements sword Dao. Elder Tan exclaimed. Metal, wood, water, fire, earth. The 5 elements sword intent was the first to materialize and rush into the sky. However, in the sky above Qiming, it transformed into 5 green flower petals that shone brightly. Green flower petals. This feeling, this aura, this disposition, this pressure. There's also the phrase that Qiming said just now. Could it be? At this moment, disbelief appeared on everyone's faces. Boom! Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture. Qiming shouted softly and fully displayed the power of the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao. Sword intent surged out of Qiming's body one after another. Ice, wind, and lightning. They turned into 3 green flower petals. Yin, yang. Time, space. 4 green flower petals appeared. In the sky, the 12 green flower petals fused into one, and the incomparably profound Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao appeared. A lifelike 12th grade Chaos Green Lotus had appeared. It's really the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture. Gasp! How is this possible? How is this possible? Qiming actually cultivated the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture and succeeded. Unbelievable, simply unbelievable. The elders were extremely shocked. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin did not know how to describe her feelings. She was surprised and delighted. At the same time, she was very shocked as she looked at Qiming with a burning gaze. It's actually the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture. Zhou Kangwen did not expect that his expression would no longer be as calm as before. Instead, it became very serious. This is really unexpected. Chapter 53, Immortal Progression Peak. Senior Brother Zhou. Under this situation, Qiming circulated his spirit energy and cultivation technique. He could no longer hide his cultivation. Then, he asked in a deep voice, "Can you withstand it?" Junior Brother Qi. Come. Zhou Kangwen took a deep breath and shouted, "9 Heavens Supreme Scripture." Boom! 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 Zhou Kangwen circulated the cultivation method to the limit and displayed his Dao to the limit. The 9 Heavens Dao was destroyed, and an invisible pressure surged. Break! Rumble! Qiming clasped his hands behind his back and did not move. He only shouted softly. The 12th grade Chaos Green Lotus floated above his head and dropped green curtains that looked like sword threads. Then, the 12th grade Chaos Green Lotus spun lightly, and a green sword light flew out. It was invisible and immaterial as it destroyed Zhou Kangwen's 9 Heavens Dao. Ugh! The phenomenon of the 9 heavens that Zhou Kangwen had formed dissipated directly. He directly grunted, and his face turned completely pale. Blood flowed from the corner of his mouth, but he could not endure it and spat out a mouthful of blood. Whoosh! 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 Zhou Kangwen took a few steps back. Legacy disciple Zhou. Bai Zongjun quickly supported Zhou Kangwen. "Are you all right?" It's fine." Zhou Kangwen shook his head with a gloomy expression. He raised his head and looked at Qiming before looking at the 12th grade Chaos Green Lotus above his head. A deep sense of powerlessness surged in his heart. "Elder Bai." Zhou Kangwen could not help but ask, "Is the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture really so powerful?" "The 9 Heavens Supreme Scripture is just ranked behind it." Bai Zongjun nodded. "I'm not too sure either, but you also know that in the history of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, only 3 have truly mastered the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture. With sect masters' current strength, there are only a few people in the entire southern region who are truly worthy of fighting the sect master. Not long ago, the sect master held the sword alone and sat cross-legged above the 9 heavens of the demon court. He forced the entire demon court to not dare to send out a single soldier. Therefore, you should know how powerful the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture is. It's not like you didn't try cultivating the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture back then. You should know what the outcome was." Bai Zongjun fell silent. He looked at Qiming with an extremely complicated gaze. "I can't cultivate the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture at all because it's really too difficult." But, Qiming only became a legacy disciple a month ago. Could it be that he only used a month to master the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture and reach the Foundation Establishment realm? I really find it unbelievable. Indeed. Bai Zongjun nodded. That can only mean that Qiming's talent has already exceeded our imagination. Perhaps he has his own opportunities. Junior brother, you. Qingyin could not recover from her shock for a long time. She could not help but ask, "Didn't you tell me and master that you only mastered 10 techniques yesterday? Why is it now not only have you reached the perfection realm in all 12 of your spell techniques, but you have also cultivated the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture? You have even successfully reached the early stage foundation establishment realm. Did you intend to hide it from your senior sister and master?" "Senior sister, you worry too much," Qiming explained. "Actually, I only wanted to hide for a while. I did not want to cause too much commotion and did not have any other thoughts. Otherwise, I would not have shown it under such circumstances. Moreover, I have indeed long mastered the 12 techniques. Coupled with my sudden epiphany last night, I completely reached the foundation establishment realm and truly mastered the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture." "You actually gained an epiphany?" Qingyin could not help but suck in a cold breath. Especially after hearing Qiming say it personally, she was really too shocked. "Junior brother, do you know that in the history of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, the founder, Deist Heaven Enlightenment, used 3 years to master the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture, while the already ascended ancestor Lu Fengjian used a year. The current sect master also entered seclusion for a full 3 months. On the day he came out of seclusion, 5 kilometers of spiritual qi gathered and condensed the Chaos Green Lotus Dao foundation, mastering the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture in one fell swoop. Junior brother, you only used a month. Just a month. You've already broken the record created by the current sect master. In the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect, you're undoubtedly the first. You're truly the #1 genius." Cough cough. Qiming coughed lightly and shrugged. He said, "Senior sister, I don't know what happened. I just cultivated like that. Then, the 12 prerequisite spells were perfected one after another. As I continued cultivating, I suddenly had an epiphany. I gathered spiritual qi and condensed a seal to establish the Dao foundation of the Chaos Green Lotus. To be honest, I also want to know what a bottleneck is. But such talent does not allow it. Junior brother." Qingyian's expression was a little stunned. For a moment, she did not know what to say. However, looking at Qiming's helpless expression, she felt that he deserved a beating. Legacy Disciple Qi is really the reincarnation of an immortal. His talent and aptitude are unique in the entire world. Even the current sect master is inferior to you. Unknowingly, Elder Tan even used honorifics to speak to Qiming. Legacy Disciple Qi only used a month to master the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture. Such talent is unprecedented in the entire history of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Qingyin also praised, "I'm afraid there won't be anyone else of such aptitude in the future. Legacy Disciple Qi aptitude is peerless, #1 in the Heaven Enlightenment sect." In the surroundings, the 12 outer sect elders of the Green Cloud Peak shouted in unison, "Green Lotus blooms into myriad forms, Sword Dao suppresses the heavenly constellation." Ha ha ha! Qiming laughed loudly. The extremely powerful Chaos Green Lotus bloomed. The wisps of green light were countless sword lights and sword qi. It could be said that he made everything around him pale in comparison. "I'm the legacy disciple of the Immortal Progression Peak, Duan Wanhua." This was a thin-faced young man. He held the decree of the Immortal Ascension Assembly and injected spirit energy into it, stimulating the decree and rising into the sky. Boom! The decree displayed the phenomenon of the Immortal Progression Peak. Immortal Qi was ethereal and surrounded it like clouds. Moreover, in the layers of clouds, immortal palaces appeared. One could vaguely see blurry figures, as if immortals had descended. There was a saying, "In the white jade capital in the sky, there are 12 palaces in the 5 cities. Immortals touch the top of my head, granting longevity through the bond of my hair." This was the Dao of Immortal Ascension. "I have specially come to seek guidance from Junior Brother Qi Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao." Duan Wanhua cupped his hands and bowed. When he raised his head, his aura and bearing had already completely changed. Spiritual qi surrounded his body, and it developed the secret of the immortal ascension Dao. Moreover, Duan Wanhua had already been in the Heaven Enlightenment sect for 9 years. His cultivation level was the same as Zhou Kangwen's. He was only at the late-stage foundation establishment realm and had not stepped into the core formation realm. Of course, this was because Duan Wanhua wanted to condense a high-quality 9th grade golden core, so he would need a very long time to pass various requirements and expend ample resources. I am the legacy disciple of the Divine Smelting Peak, Zhang Yun. Another legacy disciple stood in front of the ship. It was a woman in palatial clothes. Her face was covered by a light veil, and her beautiful face was faintly discernible. With a wave of her hand, the Divine Smelting Assembly's decree flew out and revealed the phenomenon of the Divine Smelting Peak. I also want to challenge Junior Brother Qi Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao. Chapter 54, Outstanding Performance. The two of you can attack together. Qi Ming looked calmly at the two legacy disciples as he suggested. Duan Wanhua's gaze was indifferent as he said in a deep voice, Junior Brother Qi, although the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture is indeed very powerful and we are all very clear about this matter, you've only just reached the foundation establishment realm now. You're really too arrogant and conceited. Qi Ming smiled and replied, Senior Brother Duan, if you want to lecture me, you can wait until you win. I will. Duan Wanhua took a deep breath. With a thought, he circulated his cultivation technique. The immortal qi around his body was ethereal as he displayed the profundity of the Immortal Ascension Dao, Immortal Ascension Scripture. Buzz. Buzz. In an instant, the power of the invisible and intangible Immortal Ascension Dao was released. Behind Duan Wanhua, the character Immortal appeared, and layers of immortal shadows surrounded it. However, Qi Ming's 12th grade Chaos Green Lotus revolved as an invisible sword light flew out and directly defeated Duan Wanhua's Immortal Ascension Dao. Boom! The immortal character dissipated. Phew! Duan Wanhua directly spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was slightly pale as he took a few steps back. He was no match for Qi Ming's Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao. 9 Revolutions Divine Smelting Scripture. Boom! Zhang Yun waved her hand and formed hand seals. The power of the Divine Smelting Dao was released, turning into endless dazzling golden light that shone in all directions. Moreover, in the dazzling golden light, a 12th grade golden lotus appeared. It swayed with light and was dazzling as it pressed down on Qi Ming. Boom! There was a loud sound. With a thought, Qi Ming circulated the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture. Sword Qi surged as sword flowers bloomed. The power spread in all directions and blocked Zhang Yun's divine smelting golden lotus. You! Zhang Yun was shocked. Bang bang bang! Explosions sounded one after another. Phew! Zhang Yun was unable to block Qi Ming's Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao. The invisible and formless power of the Sword Dao defeated Zhang Yun's divine smelting Dao and injured her. So powerful! Zhang Yun took a deep breath and wiped away the blood at the corner. She had personally experienced the power of the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture, as expected of the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Scripture. I've lost very thoroughly. One had to know, Zhang Yun's strength was really very strong. Her cultivation level was already at the early stage core formation realm, Golden Core, already a major realm higher than Qi Ming. Of course, this time, it was only a competition of Dao, not a true battle. Otherwise, Qi Ming was not her match at all. Under the competition of Dao, Qi Ming's Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao was invincible. It had already defeated Fu Qingxiu, Zhou Kangwen, Duan Wanhua, and Zhang Yun. There were still 7 legacy disciples left. I'll not compete. At this moment, the legacy disciple of the Golden Root Peak waved his right hand, and the Golden Root Assembly's decree flew out, revealing a phenomenon in midair. The legacy disciple of the Golden Root Peak, Fang Yuanming, admits that I'm inferior to Junior Brother Qi. I won't embarrass myself. Disciple of Ethereal Peak, Su Zhet, greets the elders of the various peaks. Another legacy disciple took out a decree. The decree of the ethereal assembly flew out and revealed a phenomenon. Su Zhe's face was fair like a scholar's. He cupped his hands and bowed to Qi Ming, junior brother Qi, although your cultivation level has only just risen to the early stage foundation establishment realm, the power of the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao can be called the number one in the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect. Although my cultivation level has already reached the mid-stage Golden Core realm, I know that I can't compare to junior brother Qi in the Dao competition, so there's no need to try. I admit defeat. Su Zhe smiled. Immediately after, Jade Luster Peak's legacy disciple, Su Qai, Heavenly Peak's legacy disciple, Yang Zongguan, Martial Illumination Peak's legacy disciple, Lu Miling, and Numinous Sky Peak's legacy disciple, Xia Miaochun. The four legacy disciples took out the decree in succession and activated it. The phenomenon of the peaks appeared and floated around Heaven Enlightenment City, shining brightly. Junior brother Qi talent is outstanding. He can be said to be the first in the history of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Even the current sect master can't compare to him. We admit defeat. It was simple. They actually all admitted defeat and did not attack, nor did they display the cultivation technique and Dao they cultivated. Moreover, they admitted that they were inferior to Qi Ming. Oh! Qi Ming did not say anything, and his mood was not too great. They actually admitted defeat. I really didn't expect this to happen. This is too unexpected. I thought that the Numinous Sky Peak would win, and I also thought that the Heavenly Peak would win. That's because the legacy disciples of these two peaks, Xia Miaochun and Yang Zongguan, are both late-stage golden cores. I didn't expect that they would even admit defeat. Is this the power of the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture? Everyone could not help but exclaim. Ha ha ha! At this moment, a heroic laugh sounded from the spell ship of Tyrant Saber Peak, attracting the gazes of everyone. A burly young man with a thick saber on his back appeared. Tyrant Saber Peak's legacy disciple, Long Hung Kui. He roared and threw out the Tyrant Saber Assembly decree in his hand. In midair, the phenomenon of the Tyrant Saber Peak appeared. It was a huge black saber that reached the heavens. Saber chi surged as if space was cut apart. Tyrant Saber Scripture. Boom! Without any hesitation, Long Hung Kui roared and used the power of the Tyrant Saber to manifest a black saber phenomenon. An extremely terrifying saber chi slashed in all directions. Moreover, Long Hung Kui's cultivation level had reached the late-stage Golden Core realm. His Dao was the Tyrant Saber Dao. Clang! 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 Sword cries sounded in all directions. At this moment, Qi Ming circulated the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture at full strength. He did not hide anything and used it to the limit. The invisible and formless sword Qi collided with the Tyrant Saber Qi. This was a battle between the Sword Dao and the Saber Dao. Bang bang bang! The two sides faced each other. Explosions sounded around the space. Boom! Finally, there was a loud sound. Pew! Crack! Crack! The Tyrant Saber collapsed and broke. It could not withstand the power of the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao. At the very least, Long Hung Kui's Tyrant Saber Dao was not Qi Ming's Chaos Green Lotus Sword Dao's match. Pew! Long Hung Kui spat out a mouthful of blood and stabilized himself after taking half a step back. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. He was not dispirited at all. Instead, he was filled with fighting spirit. Good! Long Hung Kui shouted loudly, Qi Ming, I'll remember you. I might have lost slightly in this competition, but in the legacy competition in 10 years, I'll personally defeat you. I'll be waiting. Qi Ming replied. Buzz! 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 This way, the power of Qi Ming's 12th grade Chaos Green Lotus suppressed everyone. He defeated the legacy disciples of the 11 peaks in succession. He did not lose a single time, and his prestige had reached the limit. It could be said that the Green Lotus suppressed the entire place and the Green Cloud Peak became the sole sovereign. Ha ha ha! Elder Tan and the others laughed. Good, good, good. The 12 outer sect elders of the Green Cloud Peak were also in a good mood. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin rolled her eyes at Qiming and said, "You've hidden it from me so hard. I thought that you would definitely lose this time. In fact, I had already thought of how to comfort you. In the end, you secretly mastered the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture and reached the Foundation Establishment realm. You defeated all the legacy disciples of the 11 Peaks and came out top. Senior sister, you praise me too much." Qiming said, "Perhaps it's indeed because I am too strong. I'm helpless too." At this moment, around Heaven Enlightenment City, the phenomenon manifested by the 12 Dao tokens was gradually fusing. Because Qiming was the first, the phenomenon of the Green Cloud Assembly decree suppressed the phenomenon of the other 11 peaks. Buzz. 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 The various phenomena fused. Finally, it transformed into a vast pillar of light that almost pierced through the sky. It was already connected to the sect protection array, forming a huge spatial passageway. Chapter 55, Avatar of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. The decree of the 12 peaks had already been linked to the sect protection array, forming an extremely stable spatial passageway. It could bring everyone who had passed the 5 assessments to Heaven Enlightenment City. At this moment, Qiming also put away his strength. The Chaos Green Lotus transformed into a green light and entered his danshan. It disappeared and the spiritual chi fluctuation quickly calmed. Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. Buzz. Buzz. Lu Qingyin waved her hand and shouted softly. Boundless spirit energy surged into the green cloud fort below the ship. The green cloud fort surged with light. A white light flew out and turned into an incomparably huge void mirror in the air. This was the avatar of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. It was 1,000 meters in diameter. It was very huge. It was a magnificent sight. The Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. In the Heaven Enlightenment sect, this was a true immortal artifact. There was also the legend of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. The Heaven Enlightenment Mirror could see any corner of this world. Under the illumination of the mirror, nothing could hide or be concealed. The one in front of him was only an avatar formed by linking the true Heaven Enlightenment Mirror with the Heaven Enlightenment City. However, even so, it could still reflect everyone who participated in the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. Because Qiming was the winner, the control of the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly's Heaven Enlightenment Mirror avatar fell into the hands of the Green Cloud Peak. Although it was not very useful, the Green Cloud Peak had some initiative. Buzz. 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 Then, the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror avatar displayed everything again. A total of 1,809,450 people are participating in this Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. Among these people, there are descendants of itinerant cultivators and disciples of cultivation families. However, most of them are still the citizens of the 39 empires and kingdoms under the jurisdiction of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Lu Qingyin said, after they arrive at the Heaven Enlightenment sect, the sect protection array will be temporarily activated. They will be allowed to enter the Heaven Enlightenment sect and will be arranged to stay in the surrounding towns. Now, the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly begins. The 5 assessments correspond to 5 potentials. As long as they pass the 5 assessments, they can be teleported to Heaven Enlightenment City by the spatial passageway. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin continued, I'll hand over the control of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror avatar to you now. You will announce the rules of this Heaven Enlightenment Assembly to them. Me? Qiming asked. Of course. Lu Qingyin smiled and said, you defeated the legacy disciples of the 11 peaks and won honor for the Green Cloud Peak. According to the rules, you should be the one to do it. This is also your honor. All right. Qiming nodded slightly. Then, Lu Qingyin waved her hand and formed a seal. An ethereal stream of light tore through the air and imprinted into Qiming's mind. Qiming instantly obtained the control of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar. This is... Qiming's body shook slightly. He felt that his consciousness had fused with the avatar of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror and entered a state of omniscient. With a thought, he could see that 1,809,450 participants were participating. At the same time, the rules and the corresponding assessments of this Heaven Enlightenment Assembly as well as various specific information surged into Qiming's mind. He understood everything. I see. Qiming suddenly understood. The 5 assessments this time are different from 3 years ago. This time, they will be held in 5 independent mystic realms. The assessments prepared by each mystic realm are related to one's potential. All participants. Boom. With a thought, Qiming sent a voice transmission through the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar. It was like a high and mighty existence as it directly entered the ears of the 1,809,450 participants. Coming. It's about to begin. I heard from the elders in my family that in every Heaven Enlightenment Assembly, as long as the existence presiding over this meeting is an existence that is high above, he can directly send a voice transmission to all of us. He's the strongest legacy disciple of the 12 peaks of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Father, Mother, don't worry. I'll definitely be able to pass the test of the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly to successfully join and become a disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Father, I won't let you down. Only by joining the Heaven Enlightenment sect can I truly rise to the peak of my life. Huff. The participants discussed spiritedly. Now, we'll distribute the Heaven Enlightenment seals. Buzz. Buzz. With a thought, Qiming controlled the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar according to the rules and condensed 1,809,450 Heaven Enlightenment seals. Swoosh. 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 In an instant, countless streaks of light crossed the barriers of space like a meteor shower and landed. They fused into the eyebrows of all the participants and became one with them. Heaven Enlightenment Seal. This was the mark and location tracking of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar on all the participants. Moreover, all the participants could know the rules of the test through the Heaven Enlightenment Seal and whether they were eliminated. This is the Heaven Enlightenment Seal. I've only heard of it from my elders in the past. This method is really too terrifying. Exactly. He directly traversed space and condensed more than 1 million Heaven Enlightenment seals. Moreover, he distributed the seals to every one of us without any deviation. This ability is like that of an immortal god. There's related information in the Heaven Enlightenment Seal. The person presiding over the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly this time is the legacy disciple of the Green Cloud Peak, Qiming. Legacy Disciple Qi. If I can see Legacy Disciple Qi, my life will be worth it. If Legacy Disciple Qi takes a fancy to me, I'm willing to do anything even if it means becoming his servant. Stop dreaming. That's a legacy disciple of a peak, and she's the strongest among the 12 peaks. Only a fairy in the heavens is worthy of legacy disciple Qi. Even if you're a princess of an empire, you're not worthy at all. It's even difficult to be a servant girl. Yes, yes. The participants discussed. First assessment, Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm. Qiming continued to announce the rules through the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar. All participants will obtain information on the route to the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm through the Heaven Enlightenment Seal. You need to use this information to head to the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm. After entering the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm, as long as you can absorb a Spirit Cloud, you will pass the test. Begin. Buzz. With a thought, Qiming controlled the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar. An incomparable invisible force descended and enveloped the 1,809,450 participants. In the blink of an eye, all participants obtained the corresponding route information. Run! Hurry, hurry, let's go! The Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm is in the southeast. Immediately, there was an uproar. After the 1,809,450 participants had familiarized themselves with the root information in the Heaven Enlightenment Seal, they set off at a high speed. Among these participants, there were martial arts experts who cultivated in the mortal world, as well as those with talismans and treasures given to them by their elders, but none of them had learned a cultivation technique. If they had already learned a cultivation method, the Heaven Enlightenment sect would definitely not accept them. Chapter 56, Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm, Xuelan. Through the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar, Qiming could clearly see the actions of all the participants. After obtaining the corresponding information, they quickly rushed into the dense forest. One had to know, in the territory of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, there were mountain ranges and various different wild beasts living there. There were even demon beasts and demons who had cultivated and reached human form. Of course, after the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly began, the powerful demon beasts had already been restricted to the range of the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. They did not have to worry about these participants encountering demon beasts that they could not resist. However, some weak demon beasts were still not something ordinary people could deal with. At this moment, Qiming watched all the participants from an omniscient point of view. It was as if he was watching a grand battle. Roar! Beast roars! In a forest, a huge two-headed tiger appeared. This was a very common half-demon beast in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. It had not even reached the first level Qi refinement realm and could only be considered a bloodline mutation. Two-headed tiger! Gasp! How did we encounter such a terrifying beast so quickly? What should we do? Be careful! Everyone exclaimed. In Qiming's opinion, this two-headed tiger could be killed with a single breath, but in the eyes of these mortals, it was a terrifying ferocious beast. Roar! The two-headed tiger pounced over, bringing with it waves of stench. Attack! Immediately, several agile figures rushed out. They held sharp weapons and even used martial techniques to kill this two-headed tiger after a series of battles. These are mortal martial artists. Qiming was a little interested after seeing this. Therefore, he observed carefully and used the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar to pry into all the secrets of the martial artists. Ordinary martial artists cultivate secret manuals to train their blood and qi. They will condense internal energy in their bodies and connect their 8 meridians. Qiming said, it is divided into the postnatal realm and connate realm. Connate martial artists have reached the limit. They have unblocked their 8 meridians and 12 vein channels. They can interact with the spiritual qi of heaven and earth and reach the ceiling of a mortal martial artist. In fact, connate martial artists are only equivalent to the first level qi refinement realm. At the postnatal realm, it is divided according to the number and extent of opened meridians: small success postnatal, large success postnatal, and perfection postnatal. On the other hand, there are many participants who have reached the connate realm. Most of them are descendants of itinerant cultivators, disciples of cultivation families, or relatives of the emperor. Time passed. The Heaven Enlightenment Assembly had already officially begun. All the participants were undergoing the test. The journey to the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm was also a disguised test for them. You should go. At this moment, Qingyin instructed the 12 outer sect elders. Yes. The 12 outer sect elders of the Green Cloud Peak nodded and flew into the sky. They left the ship and stepped into the spatial passageway. They were all teleported away. Where are they going? Qiming asked. Although the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly has already made many arrangements and basically no accidents will happen, as a precautionary measure, the outer sect elders of the 12 peaks will use the spatial passageway to go to various places of the 5 mystic realms and protect them in case of any unexpected situation. Qingyin explained. Understood. Qiming nodded. On the ship of the other 11 peaks, a total of 132 outer sect elders left the ship and teleported away through the spatial passageway, heading to various places in the 5 mystic realms. The 5 great mystic realms of this Heaven Enlightenment Assembly were not naturally formed. Instead, they were mystic realms that the elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect had specially opened for this Heaven Enlightenment assembly. Immediately after, the legacy disciples and inner sect elders of the various peaks also left the ship. They entered the castles of the various peaks in Heaven Enlightenment City and watched the situation and scene of the test. If they liked it, they could directly take some in as disciples after the Heaven Enlightenment assembly ended. In the Green Cloud Fort, Qiming, Lu Qingyin, Tan Chengling, and Kui Qing sat at the top of the Green Cloud Castle. They raised their heads and looked at the scene reflected by the Heaven Enlightenment mirror. In the other 11 peaks, they were also quietly watching the assessment scene. I wonder if there will be a super genius who can directly become a legacy disciple in this Heaven Enlightenment assembly. I'm looking forward to it. Just watch carefully. Even if there is, they will probably be taken by the Green Cloud Peak. That might not be the case. It still depends on fate. The inner sect elders of the 11 peaks conversed via voice transmission. Qiming could also hear it. At this moment, in the assessment area, the battle had already begun. Moreover, it became more and more intense. Ah! Save me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! I am a direct descendant of the Chen family of the North River. If you kill me, our Chen family will not let you off. You will definitely die. No. All kinds of situations were happening. One had to know, the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly was held every 3 years. This was because every 3 years, all the servant disciples of the 12 peaks of the Heaven Enlightenment sect would be expelled from the sect because they did not pass the outer sect assessment. They would need to add new servant disciples. Coupled with the fact that there were around 5,000 servant disciples in each peak, they would definitely accept 60,000 servant disciples. Apart from that, there were an uncertain number of outer sect and inner sect disciples recruited. As for the legacy disciples, they were not guaranteed to appear in every Heaven Enlightenment assembly. No matter what, among the 1,809,450 participants, only 70,000 to 80,000 would be accepted. The probability of being accepted in the Heaven Enlightenment assembly was only about 30%. Through the Heaven Enlightenment mirror avatar, Qiming could clearly know that only half an hour had passed since the beginning. 10,000 people had died, and 30,000 had been devoured by the other participants and eliminated. What? Qiming exclaimed softly, a hint of surprise and confusion appearing on his face. It's only been half an hour, and someone has already entered the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm successfully. So fast. Lu Qingyin was also a little surprised. Legacy Disciple Qi, can you let us take a look at the scene? Elder Tan asked. Okay. Qiming nodded. Swish. He waved his right hand and transformed into a projection through the Heaven Enlightenment mirror. It was about a meter in diameter and was far inferior to the void mirror outside. This is. In the scene, what greeted his eyes was a stunning girl with an alluring figure, beautiful face, and a cold aura. Her legs were round and slender, and they were white like jade. Her waist was slender and soft, but it was filled with strength. Her speed was very fast. As she jumped through the forest, it was certain that she used the movement technique of the mortal world. Her speed surpassed the others. Connate martial artist. Kui Qing said, she should be 16 years old. Moreover, her innate inner strength is stable and tenacious. There are no signs of instability. This means that she did not take any spiritual herbs and relied on her talent to reach the level of a connate martial artist at 16 years old. With such talent, in the mortal world, it's enough to be ranked at the top. Tan Chengling nodded, although we haven't tested her potential through the 5 assessments, we can confirm that she can at least become an outer sect disciple or even an inner sect disciple. As for whether she can become a legacy disciple, that's not certain. Lu Qingyin asked, Junior brother, can you use the Heaven Enlightenment mirror to investigate this young lady's background? I'll try. Qiming said. Buzz. With a thought, immediately, beside the projection in front of him, a small virtual screen appeared. On this virtual screen, it introduced the girl in extreme detail. Her name is Xuelan. Qiming said, 16 years old. She came from the Anxi Kingdom, which is under the jurisdiction of the Green Cloud Peak. Moreover, she's the daughter of the relatively famous Duke Yu in the Anxi Kingdom. Anxi Kingdom. Lu Qingyin pondered for a moment, is there a noble with the surname Yu? This. Elder Tan and Elder Kui looked at each other and said, there are indeed dukes with the surname Yu. However, a month ago, the 358 people in the Yu royal residence, including the maidservants and servants, were attacked by the demon sect and were annihilated overnight. So ruthless. Qiming said. Is it ruthless? Lu Qingyin shook her head, those crazy demon sect members would not care about the life and death of mortals at all. In order to refine demonic cultivator treasures, massacres have happened before. That's why this Xuelan is a genius whose parents died and whose family was destroyed. She's a genius who bears a deep grudge. Qiming said. It should be. Lu Qingyin and the others nodded. Qiming smacked his lips, and his gaze sized up Xuelan as he mumbled internally, such a background and such encounters really feel like the treatment of a protagonist. At this moment, Xuelan had already arrived at the entrance to the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm. It was a vortex door that sat on the top of a mountain. Swish! Xuelan did not hesitate and stepped into the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm. A few hours later, one after another, participants entered the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm. The first batch of participants were mostly disciples of cultivation families, descendants of itinerant cultivators, and relatives of the emperors and kingdoms. The second batch, the third batch. 5 hours later, all the participants who could enter the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm entered. Those who could not were either killed, or eliminated after losing the Heaven Enlightenment seal, or severely injured and unable to move. Normally speaking, these eliminated people would be directly teleported out of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. From then on, they would no longer have any fate with the sect. Perhaps they could step onto the path of cultivation, but it was definitely impossible for them to join the Heaven Enlightenment sect. In the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm, the space was quite vast. In this Mystic Realm space, there were clouds of different colors floating. These were spiritual clouds condensed from the 5 elemental spiritual chi. One had to know, the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm was used to test the aptitude of the spirit root. Normally speaking, as long as one could absorb a spirit cloud, they would at least have the lowest 5 attribute spirit root. They would not have a spirit root if they could not even absorb a spirit cloud. Without a spirit root, it was impossible to step onto the path of cultivation, unless one obtained a huge fortuitous encounter and gained a spirit root artificially. However, such fortune was not something that these participants could come into contact with. It was basically impossible. Such speed. Lu Qingyin looked at Xuelan in surprise. She can absorb 3 spirit clouds in such a short period of time. She must have a 3rd level 3 attribute spirit root at least. Chapter 57, So Qingyin, Earth and Wood Spirit Root. After a while, in the end, Xuelan could not absorb the 4 spirit clouds. White, black, and green colors appeared on her body, representing the 3 spirit roots of metal, water, and wood. It's a pity. Qiming said, it's only a 3rd level 3 attribute spirit root. It hasn't reached the 4th level. It's already not bad. Lu Qingyin and the others said, as long as she obtains an ideal result in the next few assessments, she can at least directly become an inner sect disciple. Qiming nodded and looked at the image in the vast void mirror above. His attention was immediately attracted, and a surprised expression could not help but appear on his face. Junior brother, what's wrong? Lu Qingyin sensed it and asked curiously. She followed Qiming's gaze and looked at the void mirror. The scene that greeted her eyes shocked her again. It was even more shocking. That is 4. She absorbed 4 spirit clouds. Someone has absorbed 4 spirit clouds. They were shocked. It was not only Qiming and Lu Qingyin. The inner sect elders of the other 11 peaks also saw the scene and image projected by the void mirror. It was a petite girl dressed in the uniform of a maidservant. Because she had traveled a long distance in the forest, her clothes had many tears, revealing her snow-white skin. Her hair was also disheveled. If one did not look carefully, she looked quite inconspicuous and did not have much of a presence. However, it was such a small and inconspicuous girl who had actually absorbed 4 spirit clouds. One had to know, being able to absorb 4 spirit clouds in the spirit cloud mystic realm meant that her aptitude had surpassed Xuelan's and reached the 4th level dual attribute spirit root. With such potential, she already had the potential to become a legacy disciple. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin immediately said, "Hurry, use the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror avatar to investigate the identity and background of this girl." "Okay." Qiming nodded. Buzz. With the help of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror avatar, Qiming quickly learned the identity and background of this petite girl. It was very clear. After all, she was only a mortal. Her name is Qingyin. Qiming said, "She's just 16 years old this year. She's the personal servant of the 9th princess, Yuan Feng, of the Yuan Sheng Empire, which is under the jurisdiction of the Green Cloud Peak. She's an ordinary farm girl who lived in the distant village of the Sui family. Her parents are still alive. It's under the jurisdiction of the Green Cloud Peak again." Lu Qingyin said in surprise, "Xuelan is from the Anxi Kingdom. This Qingyin is from the Yuan Sheng Empire. When did the Green Cloud Peak's luck become so strong?" "Junior brother," Lu Qingyin said, "next, you have to pay more attention to Xuelan and Qingyin." "All right, senior sister." Qiming nodded. In the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm. 4 Spirit Clouds. Xuelan also sensed a trace of abnormality and change. She looked into the distance and frowned slightly. "There's really a true dragon appearing in this Heaven Enlightenment Assembly." Huff. Xuelan took a deep breath. In the depths of her eyes, it was as if a red lotus flower phantom flashed past. She said in a low voice, "No matter what, I must join the Heaven Enlightenment sect." Xuelan was the Blood Lotus Demoness. With Fairy Feng Xi's help, she destroyed her foundation and used the 9th grade Heaven and Earth Red Lotus to reconstruct her body and foundation. Moreover, with the help of the Myriad Demon Cave, she had infiltrated the Anxi Kingdom's Duke Yu's residence and become his daughter. Now that the family was completely destroyed, her identity could not be questioned. The Blood Lotus Demoness had completely abandoned her past identity. She was no longer the Blood Lotus Demoness, but the daughter of the Anxi Kingdom's Duke Yu. Her background was innocent. Buzz. Immediately after, Xuelan obtained information regarding the second assessment through the Heaven Enlightenment Seal. The second assessment would be carried out in the second mystic realm, the Spirit Enlightenment Mystic Realm. Of course, all the participants had to head to the Spirit Enlightenment Mystic Realm on their own according to the information in the Heaven Enlightenment Seal. It was unknown what kind of danger they would encounter on the way. They might die. However, they might also obtain some opportunities. In addition, the Spirit Enlightenment Mystic Realm was mainly used to test their physique. "Let's go." Buzz. With a thought, Xuelan teleported out of the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm through the Heaven Enlightenment Seal. After confirming the direction, she used her movement technique to leave. At this moment, in the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm, Qingyin was surrounded by many participants. They clearly saw that Qingyin had absorbed a total of 4 spirit clouds and were extremely shocked. Those participants who could not even absorb 1 spirit cloud meant that they did not have any spirit root and were not fated to cultivate. Qingyin, Yu. Yuan Feng covered her red lips with her hand, and her expression was filled with disbelief and shock. Her beautiful eyes flickered with light. Her clothes were gorgeous, and her appearance was even more extraordinary. It could be said that Qingyin used to stand beside Yuan Feng as a maid. However, now, it was completely different. Qingyin had absorbed 4 spirit clouds. The spiritual chi around her body shook, and two types of light appeared. They were the black and green types, representing the dual earth and wood spirit root, reaching the 4th level. It attracted the attention of many people. She had already become the center of attention. Your Highness, I. So Qingyin was also very stunned. She did not know why it was like this at all. She was only a servant girl who had accompanied the princess and was supposed to sacrifice herself in times of danger. However, she revealed a talent that no one expected. Dual attribute earth and wood spirit roots. 4th level spirit root talent. She could be called a legacy seed. On the other hand, Yuan Feng only had a 4 attribute spirit root of metal, wood, water, and earth, and was only a 2nd level spirit root talent. Standing beside So Qingyin, the glow of her spirit root was so unbearable. There was no comparison at all. Qingyin. Yuan Feng calmed down. Although she was envious and even a little jealous, she did not lose her rationality because of this. Instead, she smiled gently at So Qingyin and said, "You entered the palace when you were 5 and grew up with me. Although you're my maidservant, I've always treated you as my younger sister. I really didn't expect you to be so talented. As your elder sister, I'm really happy for you. Congratulations, Qingyin. Your Highness, I. So Qingyin stuttered. She seemed to be at a loss for what to do, and her petite oval face was filled with an expression of not knowing what to do. She had never experienced such a situation. Qingyin. Yuan Feng said, "Don't call me princess anymore. Are you unwilling to acknowledge me as your elder sister? I'm no longer a princess. I'm only a participant in the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. I'm the same as you. You can call me Yuan Feng or Sister Yuan." Sister Yuan. So Qingyin said weakly. "Okay." Yuan Feng smiled and said, "I've wanted to acknowledge you as my younger sister for a long time. It's just that I never had the chance." Sister Qingyin. Yuan Feng continued, "Our current situation is not good. Your talent is very high, and you've already aroused the hatred of those participants who failed the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm test. These participants do not have spirit roots at all. They will never be able to cultivate in their lives. In 100 years, they will turn into dust. But now, among these eliminated participants, there will definitely be many who will hate you out of envy. They might even ambush and kill you. Among these people, there are many martial artists. They are very dangerous. But it's fine. I'll definitely protect you. Sister Yuan, it's all my fault." So Qingyin lowered her head slightly. Swish! Suddenly, in the crowd, a figure waved his right hand and a hidden weapon dart flew out. It was extremely fast and aimed at So Qingyin's head. "Be careful!" Clang! Yuan Feng's pupils were constricted. With a wave of her right hand, a dart flew out as well and blocked the other party's dart. "Who? How dare you attack Her Highness? You're courting death." There were also young guards who followed Yuan Feng over. There were not many, only 3, but every one of them was at the perfected postnatal realm, only a step away from the connate realm. They were only the lowest grade spirit root talents. "Attack! Die! How dare you have such high talent? Kill her!" Many participants exploded. There were many of them, and at least a few dozen of them surrounded So Qingyin, Yuan Feng, and the others. Yuan Feng and the others had underestimated the jealousy and hatred of these participants. In the absence of rules, they revealed their ferocious faces and fangs. "Run!" Yuan Feng grabbed So Qingyin's hand. So Qingyin gritted her teeth and fled. With the help of the 3 guards, they safely rushed out of the encirclement. However, the 3 guards were heavily injured under the siege of these participants, and they let out miserable screams. However, many of the participants were directly chopped to death by the 3 guards. "Hurry!" Yuan Feng shouted, "We'll leave the Spirit Cloud Mystic Realm immediately." "Yes, okay." So Qingyin nodded quickly. Buzz. Buzz. They quickly communicated with the Heaven Enlightenment seal. White light flashed on their bodies, and they were already sent out of the spirit cloud mystic realm. After returning to the outside, they quickly ran towards the second mystic realm, the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm, according to the information they obtained. Her performance was not bad. Lu Qingyin nodded and stared at So Qingyin and Yuan Feng in the image. She said, if they can support each other and walk down this path, their future is promising. This So Qingyin is indeed a true legacy disciple seed. Qi Ming said, at the beginning, she was a little unaccustomed to sudden situations, but she quickly calmed down. Her reaction was indeed not bad. We can give her some preferential treatment. Also, there's that Xuelan. Tan Chengling said, for now, only these two are worth mentioning. Chapter 58, Red Lotus Deo Body and the Creation Wood Immortal Body. A few hours later, almost 10 hours had passed since the morning. The sky slowly darkened and night fell. The moon quietly rose and starlight flickered. Yuan Feng and So Qingyin supported each other. On the way to the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm, they indeed encountered a few waves of ferocious beasts, but they were not too dangerous. At this moment, Qi Ming had already noticed that Xuelan had arrived at the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm safely. She was also the first participant to enter the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm. Not bad indeed. The inner sect elders of the 12 Peaks nodded. They were quite satisfied with Xuelan's performance. Buzz. In the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm, Xuelan's figure appeared. In this mystic realm, there were Spirit Enlightenment monuments erected one after another. As long as one found the Spirit Enlightenment monument and placed their hands on it, the Spirit Enlightenment monument could detect the physique of the participants. It was convenient and fast. Moreover, there was no danger. Normally speaking, as long as one could make the Spirit Enlightenment monument emit light, even the weakest light would be considered to have passed the test. Otherwise, they would have a useless body and would be eliminated. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin asked, what kind of physique do you think Xuelan has? I don't know. Qi Ming shrugged, it's impossible for it to be a mortal body. At the very least, it's a spirit body. Why don't we make a bet? Lu Qingyin smiled. Bet on what? Qi Ming asked. Junior brother, what do you want to bet? Lu Qingyin asked. Bet on spirit stones. Qi Ming asked tentatively. You have a thing for spirit stones. Lu Qingyin smiled. That's for sure. Qi Ming shrugged, what's the saying? With enough spirit stones, one can travel the world. Without them, it's difficult to move. In this world, as long as there are spirit stones, we can buy anything. Why hasn't my dear senior sister heard of this? Lu Qingyin nodded, all right. Since junior brother has already said so, let's bet on spirit stones. Senior sister, what do you want to bet? Qi Ming asked again. We'll bet on Xuelan and So Qingyin's potential. Lu Qingyin said, out of the 5 potentials of the 2 of them, only their spirit root has been shown. There are still 4 that have not been announced. We will infer the level of the remaining 4 potentials. The party closest to the truth will win. What do you think? Lu Qingyin asked. Sure. Qi Ming nodded, I accept. However, senior sister, Qi Ming continued, I have the Heaven Enlightenment mirror avatar now. I can spy on Xuelan and So Qingyin's situation. Aren't you afraid of losing? It's still uncertain who will win. Lu Qingyin smiled and said, how about this? I'm worried that junior brother won't be able to take out too many spirit stones. This inferior grade storage bag in my hand has 100,000 low grade spirit stones. That's all we'll bet. Okay. Qi Ming smiled. Then let's bet on this. I'll go along with it. Although 100,000 low grade spirit stones was not much, it was still a quick income. Qiming naturally did not mind. Without any hesitation, he bet with Lu Qingyin. When Lu Qingyin mentioned this bet, she was actually just bored for a moment. It could be considered as killing time and changing her mood. This was just 100,000 low-grade spirit stones. Lu Qingyin did not take it to heart. "Junior brother, why don't you go first?" Lu Qingyin said. "Sure." Qiming nodded and circulated the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror avatar with all his might. He indeed discovered some secrets from Xuelan and Qingyin, and his eyes were filled with surprise. First, Qiming seemed to see the phantom of a 9th-grade red lotus on Xuelan's body, and on Qingyi's body, he saw the phantom of a huge tree. "I'll embarrass myself." Qiming coughed lightly and said, "I infer that Xuelan should have a 3rd-level Dao body, while Qingyin should have a 4th-level Immortal body. As for the other 3 potentials, let's wait for the results of their physique." Immortal body. Tan Chengling was stunned. "Legacy disciple Qi, did you make a mistake? An immortal body can be said to be extraordinary, it's not on the same level as a Dao body. If your physique is an immortal body, as long as you don't die midway, you will definitely ascend to the immortal realm and become an immortal. Qingyin's spirit root is already at the 4th level. If we add in the immortal body, we can basically confirm that she's a legacy disciple." Elder Tan is right. Qing nodded and said, "Immortal bodies are not so easy to obtain. In the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect, there are only a few who have them." "Junior brother." Lu Qingyin smiled lightly, "It seems that you're going to lose. Since junior brother thinks that Qingyin has an immortal body, I'll infer that Xuelan and Qingyin both have 3rd-level Dao bodies." Lu Qingyin said. Buzz. Buzz. At this moment, Xuelan had already found a Spirit Enlightenment monument in the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm. She stretched out her fair jade-like hands and gently pressed on it. Immediately, the Spirit Enlightenment monument lit up. In the blink of an eye, it enveloped Xuelan's entire body. Not long after, the pure white light gradually transformed into a deep red color. Behind Xuelan, the deep red light condensed and turned into a huge 9th-grade red lotus. Boom! The red lotus appeared and shot into the sky. Powerful might surged violently. "Red Lotus Dao body." Tan Chengling said, "Xuelan has a Red Lotus Dao body, a 3rd-level physique." Qi legacy disciple and Elder Lu guessed correctly. In addition, the Red Lotus Dao body is indeed a good physique. Qing nodded. "In the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm. Is it only a Dao body?" Xuelan took a deep breath and was a little disappointed. She originally thought that by reconstructing her foundation with the 9th-grade Heaven and Earth Red Lotus and adding on her foundation, she could establish an immortal body. Now it seemed the immortal body was a unique existence. It was impossible to establish an immortal body. Being able to establish a Red Lotus Dao body was already her limit. After a moment, the phenomenon disappeared. Then, with the thought, Xuelan triggered the Heaven Enlightenment seal and obtained the information of the 3rd assessment. She was teleported out of the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm and headed for the 3rd mystic realm, the Dao Enlightenment mystic realm. As the name implied, the Dao Enlightenment mystic realm was a mystic realm designed to test one's comprehension. After Xuelan came out of the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm, she encountered Yuanfeng and Qingyin, who had just arrived. This was the first time the two sides had officially met. "It's her." Xuelan glanced deeply at Qingyin and completely imprinted Qingyin's appearance in her mind. Then, she turned around and left. She executed her movement technique and vanished from Qingyin and the others' fields of vision in the blink of an eye. What a fast movement technique! Yuanfeng was a little shocked. She's probably already a Khanate martial artist. This person is so dangerous. Qingyin said with lingering fear. Qingyin seemed to instinctively sense danger. Yuanfeng nodded, "Let's go into the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm quickly." "Okay." Qingyin replied. Swish! Swish! There was a flash. The two of them entered the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm through the vortex entrance and quickly found two Spirit Enlightenment monuments. They looked at each other and reached out to press on them. Buzz! Buzz! Immediately, the Spirit Enlightenment monument of Yuanfeng lit up. The pure white light was not particularly dazzling, but it still covered her entire body. Immediately after, it gradually turned blue. Not long after, a blue ice phenomenon appeared behind Yuanfeng. This is the blue ice spirit body. Qingyin said, it's considered a cultivation physique that's more suitable for cultivating the ice element cultivation technique. Elder Tan and the others did not say anything else. The elders of the other 11 peaks did not pay too much attention to Yuanfeng, and their gazes mainly landed on Qingyin who was beside her. Qingyin, look! My physique has been tested. Yuanfeng said happily, it's the blue ice spirit body. Yuanfeng turned to look at Qingyin. The scene that greeted her eyes caused her to pause, and her delighted expression froze. Buzz! 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 The light of the Spirit Enlightenment monument was too dazzling. It spread and enveloped the surrounding area. The pure white light gradually turned pure green. This. Could it be? The elders and legacy disciples of the 12 peaks stood up and looked straight at the scene in front of them, filled with anticipation and excitement. Boom! A loud sound came from the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm. Then, pure green light condensed into an incomparably vast physique phenomenon. It was a huge tree that reached the heavens. It seemed to connect heaven and earth, supporting the entire world. It was extremely magnificent. This is... Yuanfeng was already completely shocked. She looked up at the physique phenomenon that Qingyin had displayed, and her blue ice spirit body completely paled in comparison. At this moment, Yuanfeng calmed down instead. She had completely understood that Qingyin was a true peerless genius. In the future, Qingyin would definitely soar. There was no longer any jealousy in her heart, only deep envy and reverence that she did not know herself as she looked up at the giant wood phenomenon. Creation wood immortal body. Qingyin took a deep breath and recovered from her shock. I didn't expect that the creation wood immortal body would actually appear in this heaven enlightenment assembly. Creation wood. This was the legendary wood that connected heaven, earth, human, immortal, and deity. It was the wood that supported the world. On the creation wood, there were leaves, flowers, fruits, birds, beasts, dragons, divine bells, and so on. In various myths and legends, there were all kinds of stories about it. No matter what, the name of the creation wood was deeply etched in everyone's hearts. Now, Qingyin's physique was the creation wood immortal body. Congratulations, junior brother. You won. Qingyin said. Thank you, senior sister. Qiming replied, this is also because junior brother had the help of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar. That's why I discovered some secrets and won against senior sister. Junior brother, it's still uncertain who will win. Qingyin said, there are still 3 more assessments. Indeed. Qiming nodded. However, this junior brother still won against senior sister by 1 point. Humph. Qingyin snorted. In the Spirit Enlightenment mystic realm. Buzz. Buzz. Qingyin's creation wood phenomenon gradually converged, turned into a green light, and entered her body. Qingyin also opened her eyes. Sister Yuan. Qingyin said happily and excitedly, I just tested my physique. It's the creation wood immortal body. Immortal body. Yuanfeng opened her mouth. Although she had expected this, she still could not help but be stunned for a moment when she heard Qingyin's words, Qingyin, congratulations. Your spirit root is of the earth and wood lineage, and now you have the physique of the creation wood immortal body. You will definitely be taken as a legacy disciple by the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Chapter 59, Riot. Sister Yuan. So Qingyin had clearly sensed some changes in Yuan Feng. She said in a very serious tone, I was able to survive this time because of Big Sister Yuan's help. If not for Big Sister Yuan, I might have died. I will forever remember this kindness. Sister Qingyin, you're being too serious. Yuan Feng said, we were good sisters who grew up together. How could I abandon you under such circumstances? No matter what you'll do in the future, at the very least, we're good sisters who'll live and die together. So Qingyin nodded solemnly. Sister is right. Then, the two of them left the Spirit Enlightenment Mystic Realm together and headed for the Dao Enlightenment Mystic Realm. Not long after, the other participants arrived one after another and arrived at the Spirit Enlightenment Mystic Realm. After entering, most of the people tested were mortal bodies. There were also many useless physiques that were directly eliminated. Of course, there were also more than 1,000 spirit bodies and a handful of Dao bodies. Unknowingly, it was already late at night. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin said, what do you think about their potential this time? Senior sister. Qi Ming said, last time, I came first. This time, senior sister should go first. Alright. Lu Qingyin laughed softly and carefully observed Xuelan and So Qingyin. After a moment of silence, she said, according to my observation, Xuelan absorbed the spirit clouds very quickly. In addition, her spirit enlightenment speed was also extraordinary. Therefore, I infer that Xuelan's comprehension ability should have reached the 4th level peerless, and it's the same for So Qingyin. They should both be at the 4th level peerless stage. What do you think, junior brother? Lu Qingyin asked. Qi Ming smiled and said, my guess is still different from senior sisters. In my opinion, Xuelan's comprehension ability should indeed be at the 4th level, but So Qingyin's comprehension ability has surpassed Xuelan's and reached the highest 5th level prodigy. This prodigy. Tan Chengling and the others were indeed stunned, and they said, Legacy Disciple Qi, you think too highly of this So Qingyin, right? How can she possibly have the 5th level prodigy comprehension? Junior brother, are you sure? Lu Qingyin asked again. Yes. Qi Ming nodded. Then we'll wait and see. Lu Qingyin said. Okay. Qi Ming replied. However, half an hour later, on the way to the Dao Enlightenment Mystic Realm, Xuelan encountered danger. Several ferocious beasts and a demon beast comparable to the 1st level Qi Refinement Realm appeared in front of her and blocked her path. Demon beasts. Xuelan frowned. Roar! 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 Suddenly, there were many beast roars around. Ah! Save me! Save me! Demon beast! There's a demon beast! No! Run! Phew! Immediately after, another extremely miserable cry sounded. At some point, in the scope of the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly, demon beasts suddenly appeared one after another. They rushed out of the hiding place under the cover of the night and attacked the participants of the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. In an extremely short period of time, they caused a large number of casualties. Oh no! Qi Ming discovered the situation through the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar and shouted, Senior sister, elders, something happened. A large number of demon beasts and ferocious beasts suddenly rushed in during the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. Many participants have already been killed. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin reacted and said in a low voice, immediately contact all the outer sect elders through the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar and get them to take action immediately to eliminate these demon beasts and ferocious beasts. Okay. Qi Ming nodded. With a thought, he used the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar to contact the outer sect elders of the 12 peaks, but he discovered that the ability of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar was restricted by an invisible force. Qi Ming could not contact the outer sect elders of the 12 peaks. Not only that, under the illumination of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar, Qiming saw that the outer sect elders of the 12 peaks were all in battle against the powerful demons. What happened? Why are there so many demon beasts suddenly? Hasn't it been cleaned already? What happened? Where's the outer sect elders? Hurry up and attack! Are we going to watch these participants be slaughtered by the demon beasts? Damn it! The expressions of the inner sect elders of the 12 peaks darkened. Something happened. Moreover, it was a huge matter. Senior sister! Qiming shouted, the ability of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar is restrained by an invisible force. I can't break through this force. Something big must have happened. All the outer sect elders are being held back by powerful demon beasts. They can't split up. Lu Qingyian's gaze immediately turned serious. The power of the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar has been restricted. Tan Qingling's expression was solemn. Legacy Disciple Qi. Kui Qing said in a low voice, in order to guarantee your safety, please don't leave casually and stay by our side. Now it seems that this is definitely a long-planned attack. Yes, I understand. Qiming nodded. Ah. No. Save me. Damn beast. Save me. Save me. Don't eat me. Screams, roars, and fear. Qiming heard the screams of the participants through the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror embodiment. Most of these participants were mortals, and a small portion were warriors. However, their enemies were demon beasts and ferocious beasts. They were no match for him at all. Many participants had already been killed by demon beasts. Blood, corpses, and severed limbs. It was like purgatory. These evil beasts. Qiming's expression darkened, and his eyes were filled with killing intent. They simply deserve death. Looks like something happened. We can't let these demon beasts continue killing. I'll go. Soon, the inner sect elders of the Numinous Sky Peak, Heaven Link Peak, and Tyrant Saber Peak stood up. They wanted to teleport through the spatial passageway to save these participants. However, rumble. It was as if the sky was shaking. Roar! 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 In the blink of an eye, huge demon beasts appeared. They rushed out from all directions and had been hidden for a long time. These demon beasts were originally powerful existences living in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. At this time, they all gathered. Moreover, every one of them had reached the nascent soul realm. They did not take on human forms but revealed their demon beast true bodies. Every one of them was extremely huge, reaching more than 1,000 meters in length. Heaven Enlightenment sect, you will pay for the exploitation and abuse you've done to all of our races these years. Ha ha ha. We have to completely destroy this Heaven Enlightenment assembly. Don't even think about saving those participants. Die. Heaven Enlightenment sect, you are high and mighty. You think that you can control everything and raise us like beasts. You treat us as a renewable resource that you can use as you please. Today, you will pay the price. The demons are definitely not slaves. Boom. 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 Demonic chi surged into the sky. Dark clouds surrounded him, blotting out the sky and blocking the resplendent starry sky. Every demon beast was extremely powerful, not weaker than the legacy elders of the various peaks. These demon beasts were all the ancestors of those powerful demon clans in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Normally speaking, these demon beast ancestors would not easily appear. Instead, they would hide and not be discovered by the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Otherwise, they would be skinned and dissected by the legacy elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, and all parts of their bodies would become materials. Yet, the demon beast ancestors all appeared. You're courting death. Boom. Bai Zongjun took a step forward. His gaze was cold as he looked straight at these demon beast ancestors. The Heaven Enlightenment sect gave your clans a chance to survive. You don't know how to be grateful and actually dare to offend your superiors. Beasts are just beasts after all. The inner sect elder of the Heaven Link Peak, Sun Ji, shouted in a deep voice, "You really have the guts to disturb the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. It seems that there's someone supporting you. Otherwise, how dare you appear? You ignorant beasts!" Buzz. 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 Among the inner sect elders of the 12 Peaks, apart from Lu Qingyin who was guarding Qiming, the other 35 inner sect elders all rushed out. They released their nascent soul realm auras and faced the demon beast ancestors. Attack! Boom! Bai Zongjun was the first to attack. He formed a seal and directly struck a lifelike terrifying fire dragon that attacked a golden lion demon beast ancestor. Roar! The golden lion demon beast ancestor roared and blocked Bai Zongjun's attack. Attack! Wipe out these demon beasts. Since they don't want to live, let's kill them. Attack! Don't show mercy. Boom! 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 The 35 inner sect elders all attacked. They were all in the nascent soul realm and were extremely powerful. They could easily overturn mountains and cross seas. It could be said that they were like land deities. The various methods they used evolved into lightning, fire dragons, vermilion birds, sword formations. Of course, these demon beast ancestors were not easy to deal with. They were very powerful and even had bloodline inheritance spells. They fought the inner sect elders in the sky. The battle was extremely intense. The clouds were torn apart. The space shook violently. Junior brother. Lu Qingyin took a deep breath and looked at the battlefield in the sky. She said in a low voice, "Don't worry. With me around, I will protect you." "Thank you, senior sister." Qiming nodded and said, "However, there are 36 demon beast ancestors. Clearly, they planned it long ago. If you don't participate, the other inner sect elders will be at a disadvantage." "It's fine." Lu Qingyin said, "These demon beast ancestors did not have the guts to resist the Heaven Enlightenment sect. There must be someone backing them up." Under the circumstances of cooperating from the inside and outside, coupled with the activation of the sect protection array, the enemy infiltrated. "I can't leave your side until the mastermind appears. Have you informed the legacy elders about this?" Qiming asked. "Don't worry." Lu Qingyin said, "The Heaven Enlightenment Assembly is one of the more important matters of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. It is also the best way to absorb the fresh blood. If they dare to cause trouble at the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly, they will not have a good end." "I know." Qiming nodded. At this moment, Qiming observed the traces of demonic cultivators through the Heaven Enlightenment mirror avatar. There were also a number of itinerant cultivators. Their strength was not low and had reached the core formation realm. Demonic cultivators and itinerant cultivators. Qiming's expression darkened as he said to Lu Qingyin, "Senior sister, there are also demon cultivators and itinerant cultivators who have infiltrated. Moreover, they've started to take action." Roar! Suddenly, at this moment, Qiming and the others heard an earth-shaking roar. Everyone could not help but raise their heads. In the sky, in the clouds, a monstrous beast that was 10,000 meters in size appeared. Chapter 60, Dragon Alligator Venerable. Qiming looked up carefully. This was a pitch-black giant that seemed to be made of black iron. It had a huge dragon head that was like a true dragon, but its body was a prehistoric giant alligator that was many times larger. Its entire body was covered in diamond-shaped scales. "You're a demon court venerable." Lu Qingyin recognized the other party at a glance and almost cried out, "Dragon alligator! It's actually a demon court venerable. Has the demon court gone mad? What does the demon court want to do? Could it be that they want to fight our Heaven Enlightenment sect again? Bastards!" The inner sect elders were too shocked and furious. One had to know that the demon court's venerable had a high status in the demon court and was powerful. He was close to an immortal god. Even the legacy elders of the various peaks of the Heaven Enlightenment sect were not his match. They were a realm lower. Only the peak masters of the 12 peaks or the grand elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect could resist the demon court's Venerable. Buzz. The voice of the demon court's dragon alligator Venerable entered the ears of everyone present as if it was ringing in their minds. I've already left the demon court. Therefore, what I'm doing now is unrelated to the demon court. Dragon alligator Venerable. Qingyin slowly took a deep breath and forced herself to calm down. You did not hesitate to leave the demon court to declare war on our Heaven Enlightenment sect. What's the point of doing this? What exactly are you doing? Why? A huge fluctuation immediately appeared in the dragon alligator Venerable's tone. It was filled with anger and violent killing intent. He could no longer hold back, causing a terrifying spiritual chi storm to arise in the surroundings. It was like a natural disaster. Have you forgotten? It was a month ago. Dragon alligator Venerable shouted in a deep voice. During your Heaven Enlightenment sect's outer sect assessment, the legacy elder of the martial illumination peak, Zigzu, designed the Heavenly Chief inheritance trap in the Heavenly Chief mystic realm and lured out a large number of Chi refinement realm demon cultivators who were hiding in your Heaven Enlightenment sect. However, you should know that the last demon cultivator you captured possessed the inheritance bloodline of the dragon alligator. His real name is Long Tenjiun. Not only did your Heaven Enlightenment sect search his soul, but you also left him without a corpse. Long Tenjiun is my great-grandson. Qingyin was stunned. She did not expect this. No one present expected such a reason. It was obvious. It was because Long Tenjiun's identity and background was not simple, as the great-grandson of the demon court's dragon alligator Venerable, that after the soul search, they could find so much information about the hidden demon cultivators and eliminate them in one go. However, there was one thing they did not understand. Since Long Tenjiun was the great-grandson of a demon Venerable, with his status, why did he have to do such a dangerous thing as going undercover? There's more. Long Tenjiun was only a descendant of the dragon alligator. Their bloodlines were separated by several generations, so why did Dragon Alligator Venerable make such a big fuss? He did not hesitate to leave the demon court to declare war on the Heaven Enlightenment sect. If one pondered carefully, they would discover some interesting points. However, one thing was for sure. The reason why the Dragon Alligator Venerable took revenge for his great-grandson, Long Tenjiun, was only on the surface. There was definitely another secret behind this, and there was a reason that everyone was unaware of for the time being. Qiming. At this moment, the Dragon Alligator Venerable's gaze landed on Qiming. He clearly recognized him. My grandson was captured because of you. Therefore, you deserve death. Die. Boom. As soon as he finished speaking, the Dragon Alligator Venerable did not hesitate to attack. There was no room for discussion. Or rather, he was already prepared to die here. He was prepared to die. Against such an enemy, words and discussions were useless. He could only fight to the death. After all, this was the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Although he, the Dragon Alligator Venerable, was powerful, he had already completely offended the Heaven Enlightenment sect by daring to directly attack the Heaven Enlightenment sect and not hesitate to destroy the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. As long as the higher UPS of the Heaven Enlightenment sect reacted. At that time, Dragon Alligator Venerable would definitely die. But before that, if he wanted to do something, no one present could stop him. Rumble. At this moment, in Qiming's vision, the entire sky dimmed. The space almost collapsed as it suffered an incomparable pressure and quickly caved in. It was an incomparably huge heaven-shrouding alligator claw. It directly landed on Qiming. Dragon Alligator Venerable wanted to kill Qiming. The goal was clear. Moreover, while Dragon Alligator Venerable was hiding, he had already seen the battle between Qiming and the other legacy disciples of the other 11 peaks from the beginning to the end. He knew that Qiming had mastered the Chaos Green Lotus Sword scripture. It was enough for the Heaven Enlightenment sect to have one Yang Li. They could not have another one. Otherwise, the Heaven Enlightenment sect would become the leader of the southern region. Killing Qiming was Dragon Alligator Venerable's first goal. Junior brother! Lu Qingyin exclaimed in shock. Swoosh! 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 Lu Qingyin formed hand seals in an instant. 9-colored light rushed out and formed countless hand seals that shot into the sky. Not only that, Lu Qingyin threw out defensive Dharma treasures, shields, pagodas, cauldrons, and so on one after another. They soared into the sky but were unable to withstand the strike of Dragon Alligator Venerable. Bang bang bang! These treasures were directly shattered. Screen of the 9 heavens! Boom! Finally, Lu Qingyin shouted. She resolutely took out her intrinsic Dharma treasure, the 9 heavens screen. 9 colored lights surrounded it like a huge screen that covered the sky as it faced Dragon Alligator Venerable. Oh! The Dragon Alligator Venerable exclaimed softly as if he was surprised by the strength that Lu Qingyin had suddenly erupted with. Boom! There was a loud sound. The Dragon Alligator Venerable's attack was indeed blocked. Crack! Crack! However, cracks appeared in Lu Qingyin's 9 heavens screen. Her intrinsic Dharma treasure had been damaged. Her foundation had been injured. Phew! Lu Qingyin spat out blood and was severely injured. Senior sister! Qiming shouted. Run! Run! Buzz! Lu Qingyin waved her hand and a decree flew out. It landed deep on Qiming's chest. She shouted again, "This is a one-time use spatial token. Activate it quickly. It can teleport you away." "But senior sister," Yu Qiming said. "Hurry up." Phew! Lu Qingyin spat out another mouthful of blood. She could not hold on any more. Qiming gritted his teeth and injected spirit energy into it. He activated the one-time use spatial token. The spatial fluctuation enveloped Qiming's entire body and combined with the Heaven Enlightenment mirror avatar. Buzz! Qiming was being teleported away. Dream on! Dragon Alligator Venerable's tone was cold. Stop him! Let Legacy Disciple Qi leave! Explode! 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 Rumble! Immediately, Tan Chengling, Kui Qing, and the inner sect elders of the other peaks quickly freed up their hands and threw out artifacts one after another. They directly detonated the artifacts, producing great destructive power and might to stop Dragon Alligator Venerable for a moment. Buzz! Qiming was teleported away by the spatial token. All of you deserve to die. Rumble! Dragon Alligator Venerable was completely furious. He had erupted with incomparably terrifying strength. He was an invincible existence that heavily injured all the inner sect elders. Ah! Phew! The inner sect elders of the 12 peaks screamed repeatedly. Dragon Alligator Venerable! You're too insolent! Stop! Buzz! Buzz! At this moment, Feng Zimu, Su Zigzu, and the 2 legacy elders of the Heaven Ascension Peak rushed over in the shortest time and stopped Dragon Alligator Venerable. The 4 legacy elders descended. Feng Zimu was Qiming's master. He had always been paying attention to the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly, so he could only rush over immediately after discovering the abnormality. Su Zigzu knew Long Tenjiun's true identity, so he had been paying attention to the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. As for the Numinous Sky Peak and the Heaven Ascension Peak, this was because these 2 peaks were very close to the place where the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly was held. Su Zigzu! The Dragon Alligator Venerable's gaze stared at the other party, filled with intense killing intent. "End your life and I will leave immediately. Otherwise, everyone present will die." Dragon Alligator Venerable! Su Zigzu's gaze was cold and fearless. "You're courting death. How are your injuries?" Feng Zimu held Lu Qingyin and fed her a healing pill. Only then did a trace of blood appear on Lu Qingyian's pale face. "Master, master!" Lu Qingyin coughed out another mouthful of blood and said, I won't die for the time being. However, Junior brother used the one-time use spatial token. I don't know where he has been teleported to. Also, before leaving, he said that demonic and itinerant cultivators have infiltrated. His situation is very dangerous. Alright. Feng Zimu said, treat your injuries first. Qiming will be fine. MMLU Qingyin nodded. Dragon Alligator Venerable. The legacy elder of the Heaven Link Peak said, you're really very bold. Even if you're a demon court venerable with an unfathomable cultivation, by coming to the Heaven Enlightenment sect alone, what's the difference between that and courting death? Ridiculous. Feng Zimu shouted in a deep voice, Dragon Alligator Venerable, you will definitely die here today. You. The Dragon Alligator Venerable snorted coldly. Attack. Heaven Link Aspect. Green Lotus Deo. 9 Heavens Divine Mountain. Boom. 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 The 3 legacy elders joined forces and directly used their strongest methods to attack Dragon Alligator Venerable. He was extremely powerful, surpassing the legacy elders, so he seemed to be at ease when facing the attacks of the 3 legacy elders. Phew! Not long after, the legacy elder of the numinous Sky Peak was injured. The Peak Masters should be arriving soon. Feng Zimu shouted, let's persist for a while longer. Understood. We have to stall Dragon Alligator Venerable. We can't let him unleash a massacre. Otherwise, this Heaven Enlightenment Assembly will really be ruined. Yes. The 4 legacy elders shouted in conversation. At this moment, on the other side, Qiming was teleported out of Heaven Enlightenment City by a one-time use space token. When he recovered from his shock, he found himself in a dark and dense forest. This is... With a thought, Qiming thought of something. Although he had left Heaven Enlightenment City, he could still control the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror Avatar and understand where he was. I haven't left the range of the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. Qiming said. Boom. 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 In the sky, a huge explosion and rumble sounded. Qiming looked up. One could faintly see an incomparably huge body unleashing its divine might, and there were numerous figures fighting the other party in the surroundings. The battle was especially intense. The aftershock of the battle spread. Many places were destroyed by the aftershock of the battle. Several mountain peaks collapsed.